Evening. We have been advocating for a cat shelter for a number of years now. We live in a wealthy town, but a previous supervisor came and used the technicality of municipal law almost 20 years ago to not construct a cat shelter. We are the only town, for anybody that doesn't know it, on Long Island without one. This lack of humanity is disgraceful. Our town reserves are in the neighborhood of $30 million, which incidentally wasn't revealed to me through two foils. They just ignored them. There is no compassion for defenseless animals which don't belong on the streets. With better T&R programs, there would be far less of these cats on the streets. We have a pathetic once-a-month program, in addition down to a voucher program, which I thank certain board members for, which we fought for strongly and were able to attain. I am grateful for the representatives present who met with us and advocated for this program. While I am also an advocate for dogs, it is beyond unfair that in the last 6 months, the town has spent approximately $1 million on repairs to the dog shelter, $850,000 for an HVAC system, and $100,000 in change for, I think, something to do with floors. Yes, these repairs were necessary, and I want everyone there to be healthy, but somehow this just doesn't seem fair. $1 million for dogs, and let the cats suffer and die on the streets in the cold. I hope that the many cat owners in this town realize that this administration has done nothing to help them. You had better make sure when estate planning that a relative will take in your precious cats as well as take your money. Your socialized cat will receive no help from this town. Mr. Senate, this is your second term. You signed a petition before you ran calling for a cat shelter. In 3+ years, you have done absolutely nothing to fulfill this promise. I'm still waiting, incidentally. All taxpayers and voters should make note of this broken promise. The last time I checked, cat owners' votes count just the same as dog owners. Incidentally, whose brilliant idea was it to build a dog shelter on a landfill? Doing the right thing and showing compassion for cats languishing on the streets should not be a partisan issue, though it seems as though that is the case. I applaud and thank the members of this board that have shown that they care. It is much appreciated. Those that have stayed silent, there is no other way to interpret that other than total indifference to this tragic situation. It is also worth noting that a cat shelter would have capable volunteers and employees endeavoring to adopt out these socialized cats. This serves another purpose in that it generates revenue. Supplies could also be sold at a shelter, generating further revenue. We will continue to advocate for a cat shelter until this town does the right thing and implements the construction of said facility. There hasn't even been a scintilla of fairness, as all of the state companion grant money, as Roberto eloquently said, which could have covered a very substantial part of a cat shelter, has gone entirely to help the dogs. This is beyond a slap in the face to all of us trying to stop cats from suffering and dying on the streets. In conclusion, while I would like to believe that this board, led by you, Mr. Senate, will change and do the right thing, I have the sneaking suspicion that things will not change until the makeup of part of this board changes. Thankfully, the election will be upon us before we know it, and we will do everything possible to effectuate major change. Thank you.